Good morning, friends. Myself, Sudhakar. I'm here to teach you pharmaceutical organic chemistry 1 in the first year, second semester. So before going into the syllabus and introduction to the pharmaceutical organic chemistry, we should have to know what is meant by organic chemistry. What is meant by organic chemistry? So this organic chemistry is everywhere. We can see everywhere. You can see the organic chemistry. So starting from our eye, so our eye is capable of taking or absorbing the light. So what is the reason behind the eye for it to observe light is a compound called as retinol. A compound called as retinol. This retinol is an organic compound. Retinol is an organic compound. This is the retinol. Due to presence of this retinol in our eye, we are capable of converting the visible light into a nerve impulse. Visible light into a nerve impulse. So this retinol is an organic compound. So this retinol absorbs light when we see and converts this absorbed light into nerve impulse, and that nerve impulse will be carried to the brain where it will be processed. Based on that, we will decide what we see. The object is an animal or a plant that will be is based upon absorption of the eye power. Okay, this absorbed light will be converted into nerve impulse with the help of a organic compound called as Leven's retinol. Leven's retinol. This is the structure of the Leven's retinol. Coming to so in our body, most of the impulses you already studied what is meant by impulse in HAP. Okay, so the most of the information in our body is carried by neurotransmitter. One of the neurotransmitter is the serotonin. Serotonin is an example of neurotransmitter which will transmit impulse in our body. So it's also an organic compound. So coming to the next compound, so all of you like jasmine. So in this summer, jasmine is very available. Though everybody likes the smell of the jasmine. So what is the reason behind the smell of the or otherwise perfume or aroma of the jasmine is this organic compound called as cis-jasmine. The reason behind the smell of the rose is cis-jasmine. So as well as everybody likes rose, the smell of the rose as well as flower of the rose. The reason behind the smell of the rose is this organic compound. Called as demacinone. The smell of the jasmine is due to cis-jasmine and the smell of the rose is due to demacinone. Okay, so like this. The next, so in our kitchen, everybody have gas. Generally, the natural gas doesn't have any smell. The natural gas has no smell. The gas in the cylinder has smell. So whenever this gas is pumped into the cylinder, kitchen cylinder, along with the natural gas, we will the manufacturers add a smelling agent. That is a tertiary butyl thiol. The smell of the gas is not due to a natural gas present in the cylinder, but it is due to presence of tertiary butyl thiol, which will help us to detect any leakage of the gas. Okay, so it's also an organic compound. So visibility of eye is due to Leven's retinol. Transmission of nerve impulse is due to neurotransmitters. The example is serotonin here. Okay, it is also a neurotransmitter. And smell of the jasmine is due to cis-jasmine. It's an organic compound. And smell of the rose is due to demacinone. Is also an organic compound. So coming to the next example, everybody likes blue jeans. Why the blue jeans are blue means due to an organic compound called as indigo. This indigo is the reason behind blue jeans. The color of the blue jeans is due to a coloring pigment called as indigo. Called as indigo. Coming to the example, so somebody likes cats or somebody doesn't like cats, but cat has a good very interesting property, that is it can sleep at any time. You want to sleep at 9 o'clock in the morning, it can sleep. She want to sleep at night till 12 o'clock, she can sleep. So the reason behind the sleep of the cat is organic compound, that is cis 9,10 octadecanoamide. Due to this amino acid, otherwise this organic compound, cat can go to sleep at any time. So this is an organic compound. Coming to the, so everybody likes ice creams. Where the flavor of the vanilla ice cream is due to an organic compound called as vanillin. Vanillin is the responsible for the flavor of the vanilla ice cream. So what is the chemical, otherwise what is the organic compound present in vanilla flavor is vanillin. This is also an organic compound. Coming to, so everybody likes Polo, okay, otherwise Vicks chocolate, otherwise sometimes we require Jendu Bomb. The major component present in this all are the menthol. Otherwise the component present in mint is the menthol. It is also an organic compound. Like, so coming to the, so everybody tastes grape. What is the reason behind what is the flavor of the grape means everybody knows. The reason for the flavor of the grape is this organic structure, this organic compound. The reason for the flavor of the grape is this organic compounds, this thio group containing organic compound. So everybody wants vehicles to go from one place to another place. The major components of the petrol is an isooctane. So I don't have any place. Okay, I am sticking it here. So isooctane. This isooctane is an organic compound. So it indicates that everywhere we have organic compounds. So for bathing we use soap, that is an organic compound. So tires of a bicycle or a motor vehicle, all are organic compounds. The plastic whatever you are using nowadays is an organic compound. And as well as laptop related materials also organic compound. The cell is also made up of organic compound. So this organic chemistry is an versatile subject. So it's nothing but chemistry of carbon compounds. Organic chemistry is nothing but chemistry of carbon compounds. Okay, this is about organic chemistry. So what is the use of this organic chemistry in pharmacy? That is the most important question. What is the use of this organic chemistry in pharmacy? So the chemistry in pharmacy is called as pharmaceutical organic chemistry. Before going into the pharmaceutical organic chemistry, also few more examples of organic compounds existing in the nature I am now explaining. The estradiol is a hormone that is present in humans and everything. So alanine, it's an amino acid, it's an organic compound. Adenine, it's a DNA base, it is also an organic compound. TNT, it's a dynamite generally used in bombs to explode. This is explosives. This TNT used in explosives, it is an organic compound. And next, this interesting structure is the capsaicin. Capsaicin, it is an vanilloid. The spiciness of the peppers are due to this capsaicin. Spiciness of the this peppers are due to black peppers or any pepper is due to this capsaicin. Okay, and as well as the most widely used once upon a time most widely used fertilizer is the DDT. DDT is nothing but dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. This is the most widely used pesticide for killing of the bacteria, killing of the mosquitoes. Okay, due to its disadvantage nowadays, its use is prohibited. And as well as, what is the constituent of a nail polish removal is the acetone. Acetone is the nail polish removal. So like this, these examples also suggest that the entire nature is made up of 90% of the nature is made up of organic compounds. So if you, this entire nature is made up of entire 90% of the nature is made up of organic compound. That's why everywhere we can see these organic compounds. Okay, so now we will discuss about the pharmaceutical organic chemistry. What is meant by pharmaceutical organic chemistry? So we will discuss. Coming to the pharmaceutical organic chemistry, what is meant by pharmacy? You already know. So it's nothing but simply, in simple definition, is about drugs. Pharmacy is mainly about drugs. So what is meant by drug? Any chemical substance or any molecule which has an ability to cure a disease or diagnose a disease or prevent a disease. So these drugs all are majorly, maximum of drugs are organic in nature. Maximum of drugs are organic in nature, because and the organic is nothing but compounds of carbon are nothing but organic compounds. So the most of the drugs are organic in nature. Already see various neurotransmitters, various naturally occurring pigments, most of them are organic. Like that, drugs are also majorly of organic in nature. The first synthetic drug is the chloral hydrate. So what is the first drug synthesized? So before going to the pharmaceutical organ, so the first drug is chloral hydrate. So chloral hydrate is an organic compound. It is discovered in 1869. It is the first synthetic drug. So it is used as a sleep inducing agent. Inducing or causing agent. The chloral hydrate is a sleep causing agent. The next, first analgesic and antipyretic, that is with the fever, pain treatment drugs are phenacetin, nothing but paracetamol. The next drug is estanilide. Both these drugs are used for reducing fever or treatment of pain, and as well as reducing fever. This phenacetin is an derivative of aniline. It is derived from aniline. Estanilide is derived from paranitro. It is a derivative of paranitrophenol. So what is meant by paranitrophenol aniline, we will see in the syllabus, but for introduction just note down the names. So this fever reducing or pain reducing agents examples are phenacetin, estanilide. These are the first and analgesic and antipyretic agents. These both are this phenacetin, estanilide are derivative. Phenacetin is derivative of aniline. Estanilide is derivative of paranitrophenol. So these two drugs are byproducts of coal tar. Indicates this is an organic in nature. So chloral hydrate is an organic compound, phenacetin is an organic compound, estanilide is an organic compound. So these organic compounds used as drugs. This in our pharmaceutical organic chemistry, we will deal with the chemistry of drugs, not sorry, pharmaceutical organic chemistry is basics for the chemistry of drugs. It's a by gaining knowledge in pharmaceutical organic chemistry subject, we will use this knowledge to know the chemistry of the drugs. So this is a foundation course for the chemistry of the drugs. So organic chemistry, pharmaceutical organic chemistry is an foundation for the chemistry of the drugs. So most of the molecules, whatever you are using are organic nature. So the extract is for centuries, white willow bark extract is used for treatment of fever. So this is a plant bark. It's in white willow tree bark is extract used for treatment of the fever, inflammation from centuries onwards, from BCs onwards, before Christ onwards. Okay, so this active principle of this white willow bark extract is the salicin, otherwise or salicylic acid. So this salicin and salicylic acid has a side effect or disadvantage is gastric mucosa irritant. That is GAT irritant. So it is chemically modified by acetylation into acetyl salicylic acid. The structure is here. It is acetyl salicylic acid. It is called as aspirin. Okay, so chloral hydrate is an organic compound. Phenytoin or paracetamol or acetanilide are the organic in nature. This aspirin is also an organic in nature. So apart from the aspirin, there are so many examples like morphine. It is obtained from the opium poppy, used for to make the patient to sleep, otherwise to give analgesia. So nicotine, it is present in tobacco. Okay, caffeine, it is present in tea and coffee. And quinine, it is present in cinchona bark. So this is in the COVID duration. This is quinine derivative chloroquine is used for the treatment of COVID-19 in starting stages in US and other countries. So this is a natural organic compound. So morphine is an organic compound, nicotine is an organic compound, caffeine is an organic compound, quinine is an organic compound. So most of the drug molecules, whatever you are nowadays are using, are organic derivatives. So in order to understand these drug molecules, the chemistry deals with the drug molecules is called as medicinal chemistry. So in order to understand the medicinal chemistry, we need to study organic chemistry. So as well as along with the medicinal chemistry, we have biochemistry. Biochemistry is nothing but chemistry of the biomolecules in our body. So to understand the drugs, that is the medicinal chemistry is nothing but understanding of the drug chemistry, and biochemistry is the nothing but study of the biomolecules. And so we have so many unit operations, all that also chemical engineering etc. This is for understanding, and as well as it is not required for us. And chemistry of natural products. So chemistry of natural products is nothing but naturally occurring drugs. Okay, study of the naturally occurring products, and as well as herbal drugs, or otherwise called as pharmacognosy. Pharmacognosy. So in order to understand these subjects thoroughly, like medicinal chemistry is nothing but chemistry of drugs, and well as biochemistry is nothing but chemistry of biomolecules, and chemistry of natural products, and herbal drug technology or else pharmacognosy, so study of plant molecules. Okay, to understand these major 4 subjects in our pharmacy, the basic foundation or basic course is the pharmaceutical organic chemistry. So in order to understand this medicinal chemistry, biochemistry, chemistry of natural products, pharmacognosy in our pharmacy curriculum, the foundation or basic course is the pharmaceutical organic chemistry. So those who get good knowledge in this organic chemistry, they can easily understand the medicinal chemistry, they can easily understand the biochemistry, they can easily understand the chemistry of natural products as well as pharmacognosy. So this is a very important subject in our curriculum, so don't neglect this subject. So we seen already in the previous examples, it's everywhere. It starts from our eye itself. Okay, so 90% of this world is made up of organic compounds, and our drugs, our body, and the plants, what not, everything is made up of carbon. So that is the importance of organic chemistry. So in order to understand the medicinal chemistry thoroughly, biochemistry, chemistry of natural products, pharmacognosy, the most important, the basic foundation or basic course is the pharmaceutical organic chemistry. Coming to the syllabus is split into 5 units. Okay, syllabus is split into 5 units. Okay, syllabus is split into 5 units. The unit 1 concerned with the unit 1 comes with the classification of organic compounds. Okay, so it is introduction unit. So what you should have to know what is meant by organic chemistry, and as well as various types of organic compounds, and nomenclature of the organic compounds, and how to give a name to the organic compound, the systematic way of giving names to the organic compounds. That is the next point we have to cover in this, and as well as isomerism is these 3 major points to be covered in first unit. So from second unit onwards, we have to deal with the functional groups. So we have to know the chemistry of these functional groups. Okay, the second unit deals with the functional group like alkanes, and conjugated dienes. So a functional group with this star indicates we must study its preparations, methods of preparation, as well as properties, nothing but chemical reaction. So in the syllabus copy, the preparation and chemical reactions are not at all mentioned, but in this superscription indicates we must study preparation of these alkenes, conjugated dienes, and as well as its chemical reaction. So these alkenes, and conjugated dienes are the functional groups we have to cover under second unit. And coming to the third unit, we need to discuss about alkyl halides. Okay, so alkyl halides we have to study. And coming to the fourth unit, we need to study about carbonyl compounds. And coming to the fifth unit, we need to study about carboxylic acids and aliphatic amines. Okay, this is about pharmaceutical organic chemistry 1. So this entire syllabus is split into 5 units. Okay, so the first unit is majorly about classification, the basics of the chemistry, classification of organic compounds, nomenclature of the organic compounds, and as well as isomerism. And second unit deals with the functional groups like alkanes, conjugated dienes. And third unit deals with the functional group is the alkyl halides. And fourth unit deals with functional groups called as carbonyl compounds, then majorly aldehydes and ketones, and 15th unit deals with the carboxylic acids and aliphatic amines. For university examination, best units are 3 easy units you must study. So as everybody know, so very less time is available at the time of exams. So in that case, it is suggested to read 3 units completely. In that, the best units are the unit 5 is the best unit. Give more preference to unit 5, then followed by unit 3. It is also a best unit, and as well as unit 4. Okay, these 3 units are the best units. You can understand very easily, you can remember very easily. Unit 2 and unit 1 is easy. So unit 1 is easy, it is not at all problem. So definitely a question will come from the isomerism. Generally they don't ask about nomenclature. Okay, if they ask, it is suggested to write rules of the nomenclature. That is enough. Otherwise the possible questions from the first unit are the write about nomenclature or write about isomerism. These are the otherwise classification of organic compounds. So it's an easy unit. Everybody must read the first unit. Along with the first unit, it is recommended to read 5th unit after first unit. Okay, first unit is mandatory for everyone. Okay, after reading of the first unit, you have to read 5th unit, then followed by 3rd unit, followed by 4th unit. So second unit is very big unit, otherwise it covers a lot of syllabus. So it is not encouraged to read second unit. So it is also important for knowledge, but exam point of view, it is recommended to read first unit. In the first unit, there are only 3 topics in simplified manner: classification, followed by rules of the nomenclature, followed by isomerism. These are 3 topics we have to study very well. So first we will deal with the first unit, then the recommended next unit to read for exam is the 5th unit, next is 3rd unit, 4th unit. So then you have more time, then go for second unit. So with this, today we will conclude our class. From tomorrow onwards, we will go into the syllabus. Okay, so all the best.